Oi, friend. The question. Do you know why people always... Because he's riveting. It's good to see a new face in this side.
Oh, of course. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Osbert, local master of hammer...
Oh, not really. Especially since we went into a lockdown a while ago. Now that I think of it, you're the first they've let in. What'd you do? Who... Oh, so you have friends in Camelot. Good for you. Of course I do. Those pins are peak craftsmanship, and very rare at that. We only gave them out on Camelot's orders. But when I look at you, well, it's pretty obvious you wouldn't be able to beat a knight. And even if you found one already dead, you'd soon... Either way, good for you. Sometimes I wonder, you know, how many things can go wrong at the same time. It's like we've done something to anger the gods, and they're taking their sweet revenge. First, we started hearing that the weirdness was spreading near Grubwood. Soon after that, desperate people. It took a lot of our... Then, the Del Rita tribes took over the All-Mother's Temple. And after that, the supply chain, and so on and so forth. We're in quite a pickle, my friend. Yes, that damn forest north of here was already cursed and creepy. But now, they say that some men here started going dark up north. And when the weirdness gets here, well, we're fucked. But you know that. Truth be told, most of them are just people. When the villages started dying out because of the weirdness, hunger, or raids, they lost their lives. So they banded together and started raiding whatever was left. Then they turned to killing each other. They're like... That's... I don't know. It's hard to explain. Then something happened, and suddenly we saw ships arriving near our eastern shores. One good thing is that the bandits aren't up to fighting with. Yeah, after we lost 2 squads trying to take back the All-Mother's Temple from the Dalrita, our captain decided. Then he shut himself in his office. Virgus is trying to keep the lads occupied, but... just look around. Half of the... I heard that dew fell down the stairs and didn't break a single bone. Ha! Friend, I wish. But the only task I could use help with...
Unless you're a master goldsmith, then feel free to prove it. There's just not enough of them to go around. And now that we're on lockdown... Listen, I said I don't have any jobs, as in things I pay you for doing. Since you're free to wander about while I'm stuck in the keep, maybe we... You've probably bashed in the skull of a beast or two, right? The alchemists. They're like... But perhaps you'd rather craft yourself some... We should start with something simple. I'll give you some notes on how to make armor. You gather the materials and get to work.
Blessings upon you, stranger. May the word... What do you mean, my child? I'm afraid you are attributing too many characteristics to me based... The horns of the south are my home. My mission is to spread the... I'm afraid that I simply cannot believe your blasphemous... Father Leon. I knew him in my youth. He was my mentor, a truly devoted servant of the Prophet. Back then, he was already showing signs. He followed the word and the word alone, which might seem commendable, but he answered questions with quotes. Can you imagine? We never knew whether his faith was... So, this letter... Well, it doesn't prove, but the seal matches, and the handwriting too. I dare say, however, that Father Leon's... It's a sickness. A corrupt... Many of my brothers would call it a curse. A stain upon Avalon that must be... And yet, I wonder... The weirdness twists and warps, yes. Life grows in its wake. Strange and terrible. But life all the same. And that is what frightens the children. As prepared as any men can be against something they bear. Swords and fire will hold back beasts. But there is one thing. The Excalibur they keep here. It has not been wielded in an age. Well, even as it rests upon its pedestal, the air around it remains untouched. The Keepers may not see it for what it is, but I do. There is, and if it truly holds back the weirdness... Safe? No. But tell me, what is safety, truly? A stronghold? So no, I do not feel safe. Certainly. Kai's blessing... May Kai's word...
Sir, I haven't seen you before. I wasn't expecting any guests, and you don't look like a new recruit. Most unfortunate. But that explains why you just strutted into the horns. I'm afraid the name's Fergus, and I assume you already know I'm the quartermaster. And please, try to be convincing, or the walls of this fortress will... Yes, I know. And that's why you're still standing in front of me. However, they mean that in times of trouble, these people will always find a safe haven here in the Horns. And that makes me wonder if what you're saying is true. He must have had a deal with somebody well above my pay grade. However, if you're lying, then you might as well have just confessed to the murder of a Knight of the Round Table. But nobody's that much of a fool, I think. Fortunately for you, I've seen my fair share of morons in life. Fortunately for me, this pen only means that I'm to make sure you're safe in the Horns. Anyway, welcome to the Horns of the South. We've been having trouble with the dead lately. The kind, there are more and more of them roaming the area. It might just be the... Anyway, I suggest you go see Marg first. He knows best what's going... There is a local legend about a dark druid named Slaughter, that was it. He was a necromancer rumored to be able to raise the dead. It's quite an old legend, though, so unless he managed to raise himself... It's old. From what I've heard, the keepers and the people from the village below used to bury their dead there. But after the flood, it's been... Yeah, damn druids. They flooded a village of innocent people, just to show everyone they're still in power. Fat. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad we got rid of them. The things they could do were... The captain forbade anyone from leaving the keep, so I couldn't. And truth be told, I didn't particularly want to. Your words. You're not wasting... Good. Try not to get yourself killed. Yes? Did you find... Why not? Just as I thought. If you have friends among the knights... Because I said so. What? Did you really expect... There wouldn't be much point in having walls and guards here. And have you helped any of my people? Or are you just here? First, show me you care. And then I'll take you to the camp. I trust we understand. Say something like that again, and you can forget about ever me. Don't test. So what? Ninian. I knew the Red Death would take... You did right bringing this back. The Horn, but... Now that I think of it... Tortured? In the asylum? Brother Riagan said Ninian was too weak to survive. They came for him, and... We even held a symbolic... And what were you doing in the... You look fine, but if you were there... I'm sorry this happened to you. Still, you have to understand, no risks can be taken when it comes... I'm Captain Brandon's right hand. He deals with the serious matters I don't want to know anything about. Fine then. This is the keep. Anyone sworn in as a keeper lives here. Otherwise, they're not allowed to go there without my express permission. So if you ever see any of my boys you're allowed to walk around the keep and the village. But if anyone catches you stealing, I'll take your... That's between her and the captain. Were it up to me, she'd be long... He's not our first line of defense. The archers are. Every man here... I'm sure the hordes of visitors clamoring at our gates can... It used to belong to the keep. You could say it was its beating heart. That village... those must have been the days. But then the ships stopped coming until, at last... Depends on your idea of interesting. There's a weird statue with a gong, but I'm not sure how much of it is left. I don't know. Ask Marg. I'm pretty sure he just sits there all day instead of hunting. What else was there to do? There weren't enough people to live there, and nobody wanted to anyway. Not since the monsters started coming out of the sea. We wiped out most of them, but new ones showed up every now and then. Mark, our hunter, keeps an eye on the place. You can talk to him if you want. That's one of our tags. Every soldier gets one when they... I just hope the body you took it from was already cold. Because killing a keeper... You know, here's what I'm thinking. If you stumble... Sure, they all swore to stay here until the bitter end. It's part of my duty. But... You know where to find me if you come across it. Excalibur. You want to put... Well, be my guest. If you think... But unless you're King Arthur reborn, I wouldn't count on it. If you need rest, you can sleep in the barracks. It's no royal chamber, but it's better to sleep under a roof.
Oh, sorry. Do I know you? I'm terrible with faces. I'm Jan Heber, a physician. Is some local witchcraft I've been trying to make sense of. I guess I'll find... Experience is the best teacher. Don't worry. Graham the Mad, a great Camelotian physician, used to say that a real doctor would never give his patients something he hadn't tried. A wise approach, which I follow myself. What irony. The pursuit of knowledge is always dangerous. That's why it's reserved for... It takes true guts to face the unknown. To realize just... Oh, that was unexpected. Yeah. I was classically trained in the proper art of medicine by the scholars of Camelot. The things they do here, they make no sense. Most of this stuff shouldn't even be effective. Yet it seems to work wonders on these simple-minded, tough-bodied people here in the south. Shipments from Camelot are late, so I'm running low on supplies. If I'm not able to treat them, they'll start complaining. And Fergus doesn't like when people complain, especially when it comes to their health. He truly cares about them, I've got to admit. He doesn't care much about anyone else, though. I don't dream about anything anymore, so sleep feels like a waste of precious time. Fortunately, back in Camelot, I found a mix of remedies that can keep me awake for a whole... Oh no, every physician needs his secrets. But... there are... You won't fall asleep for a while, but the moment you do, well, you'll feel like you died and came back to... I can endure it because I don't have a post to attend to. But our brave soldiers... Well, they already trust my word. Moreover, I'm in the position to raise my prices or to refuse to sell you medicine, whichever suits my mood. Healing diseases, sometimes cutting people open. Oh, and pulling out teeth seems to be a... Me pulling teeth in the arse end of the world? My friend's back in... Why would you, though? Don't you have better... Aha, got it. So you're up for work, not out... Good point. That is a very good point. But all right, if you're a mercenary, then I do have a job for someone. Back at the academy, I found an ancient scroll, Forbidden Knowledge. Especially now, after the mob forced them all into a wicker man, I finally deciphered it a little while ago. It describes a ritual that needs to be performed. I guess you already know what I need you to... That is an excellent question. But I don't know. That being will share its great knowledge with the one brave enough to summon it. I need you to remember what it says. Isn't it obvious? I'm the only medic they have here at the halls. I'd like to see And here I am, thinking that everyone's already heard about the Charred Conclave. Well, at some point, the villagers all around the island decided that the Druids were responsible for the... They rounded them all up in a massive wicker man north of the Forlorn Swords and burned them all to ashes. But, well, that's what's bound to happen when you stop paying for people's education and invest... In Camelot, maybe, but I've spent my entire life digging through scrolls and books. I've been reading about their rites and the descriptions of their rituals. They knew much more than we do, but it feels like there's a veil wrapped. It's like I need to find the right spell, the right ritual.
You? Ah, shit. Another mouth to feed. I'm serious. If we don't open the... Not that I can't cook them in a way that... It's a good thing you didn't start with calm down, or I'd have shoved my cleaver up your arse. Yeah, I'm pissed off. Because our gracious sovereigns, they say they're running from the weirdness. So now I have even more hungry mouths to feed. And of course, I can make you 1,000 different dishes based... Well, wow. And I'm good for now. But if you find something interesting, and as a sign of goodwill, I'll allow you... Oh, this is new. Maybe we'll get a...
Oh, you're trying to piss me off, aren't you? If you don't... In the fishing village. That's where the guards retire, to sit on their asses and fat. Hell no. I'd rather stay useful here and drop. If someone's still fit to work but chooses to laze around all day instead, they should be kicked.
Hey, you! Stop right there! Seems we have something to settle. You'll... Oi!
What do you need? At least, that's what they tell me to say. Usually, it's nothing but interesting folks. But right now, quiet as can be. Because I am. I asked for this post. Just and warmth. No useless small talk. No shrieking seagulls. And I get to read my books, too.
Who are you? I don't like it. The keep is supposed to be my home. That cursed madman from the refugee group bit me. The boys told me he's locked up in a cage now. Good. By the all-mother, if I'd known he was carrying some foul he's just mad. And as you can see, I wasn't wrong. Damned if I know. But this, I can't find the words. And there's like a dreadful howl. At times, I hear our words within it, like something very wicked. The medic and that red priest both came to see me. But if you've got anything stronger to drink, I wouldn't say... Thanks. Hold fast and still.
Hello. Off you go.
The less attention, the better. If I just stay put, everything will be just fine.
Watch the feet. Your feet. And mine. I swear, your nosiness will be the death of you. I have everything, and you. Always. I'm Owen. It's safe. And when the weirdness comes, and the dead start rising up, I let Rark in. He doesn't talk. My hoe in your skull? No, I can handle a few seagulls. I'm not... You need to talk to plants to help them grow. I'm not gonna waste my breath.
I should stay out of trouble. Bloody seagulls! Can you hear me? You... A keep by the sea. What a great idea. I'm fixated. Me! Oh, you didn't see what they did to me a week ago. I was just standing watch as usual, and so I yelled what I think about them, shaking my fist. I tell you, they're laughing at me. I spent all night cleaning my armor. Sewell didn't think it... And I don't like how you seem to think I'm a fool. So, I once managed to shoot a few. I thought they'd learned their lesson. And guess what they did? I need to try a different strategy. Like the way crows are afraid of scarecrows in fields. Oh, thank you. I just need you to bring me some kind of a bird scarer. I don't know. I'm not sure if there's anyone crazy. There is one guy in the museum. I should stay out of trouble.
Were you at the... Yeah. Sleep, damn it, is the worst. No sleeping, no. The service is eternal. I shut my eyes for about 15 minutes every day. Sometimes, but I'm not gonna lie. You could stand on the walls all day and night. What? Listen, pal, I never asked. And then Yan put it somewhere else. Keep it. Excuse me? Those were local supplies for every... Sir...
I should stay out of trouble.
Service.
The less attention, the better. Careful with that. Hey. Hello. Are you all... lighthouses? Why the hell are Dara and his workers pushing so hard to build the second one? Is one not enough? I mean, 2 lighthouses next to each other. 2 taverns, of course. One to drink in, and the second for when you're off. Aye, why would they? The waters are treacherous. Besides, who'd have the time to build or repair them? Well, not much going on here. One was even hanged for theft. But I can't say much. If you're interested in the horns, you should visit our museum. You'll learn more about that. What do I think? As long as they follow. Folks are saying that there's some other group, probably more dangerous, not so far from here. Aye, it's boring, but at least you don't have to pay to enter. You can stay here and serve. Sit in the tavern. There's always something happening out in the world. But you know what? I don't get it. This is a mass...
Hey, you're heading to the village, right? Take this medicine to my father, will you? Goban is... I can't promise that talking to him will be any fun.
Ah, he is to serve too.
But a father is a father, right? We may hate each other.
If Heber doesn't know, then I don't. Because he received orders not to let any keeper through without a pass. And I don't have one. When that Egypt gets an order, he's like a priest who stumbled into an orgy. He's got a stick up it. Not all keepers have been here their entire life, you know? Serves me right for wanting to find him, stupid son. I don't know. Following my old man here was all I ever wanted. Tried picturing myself as a husband. I wouldn't know how to raise a kid. Well, no, of course not. A woman can be an old crone and still devote herself to the old enough to hold a sword, young... We all got different roles around the keep. If I had a gold coin for every time someone asks... Look, it's Camelot's orders. I get paid if they want to throw... Stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble.
Oh, mother have mercy. Not another one. That's just my luck. Take the post, Tiernan, they told me. You'll be looking after a... What a load of crap. There's always... Well, to be fair, he only bit one person. Now both of them are sick. And Haber's got no clue what's wrong. So, he's sitting in a cage. His wife's crying. No need to tell me that. But I can't just go back. I'd rather sit here and hope everything works itself out. So whether it's me or them. No. The deck? Nah. Just old wood. Dara's always busy with his lighthouse, and every time I try to do it myself, I can't even sneak out to the tavern because last time some rich... That's a seaside village! What else would it... You do that? Truth be told, I don't know, but, well, you know how it is with old folk. I'd pay if I could, but this was supposed to be my job. Not exactly standard keeper knowledge, but... Surprised? Can't blame you. The only thing more mismatched than the barracks around here. But, yeah, I like imagining where chairs don't wobble, tables don't look like someone hacked. Not exactly a secret I broadcast, but hey, we've all got some... Oh, she's a real piece of work, that one. She came here with her husband. Poor man. You know, sometimes I regret not getting married.
I hope Kate isn't making Morris do anything horrible. Do you need help settling in, dear? This isn't the best day to... What a nasty business with that boy. I'm almost glad... Oh, I'm not sure, love. I don't move around too. Him and Patrice make such a lovely young couple. They remind me of... I'm sorry, dear. I hope I didn't... You see, I was born in Little Grove and thought I would live out the rest of... We never wanted to see the world. That's what people say, but I never agreed. I weathered many Avalon taught us to cherish the little joy. Little Grove was raided by bandits. Their leader, Bald Kate they called her, somehow got hold of a branding iron used to mark out. That way, Kate made sure nobody would ever help them, and that they'd have no choice. But my Morris used to be a skilled tanner. I guess... Yes, I asked him to. He wanted to run with me. Now, I don't have many kind words for Kate, but she doesn't like her efforts to go to waste. I hated leaving him there, and I hate to think of what she's... Of course I did, right after I got here. But I've heard rumours that the gate is always shut. Look at me, love. I'm just an old woman. She has no need for useless mouths to feed. I'm starting to fear we'll have to wait. From what I've heard, they decided to stay in Little Grove. Not like they have to worry about the authorities. The only ones we saw were the Camelot. Other than that, not a uniform. Oh, Mother bless you, my dear. At first, it wasn't so... Don't get me wrong, none of us wants to be a freeloader, as they... I might not be all head. Stay safe.
Still here, still breathing. Just passing through.
I've already told you I'm not going any... Oh. I don't know.
You could have chosen a better time to come here.
Well... My boy Frang and I came here with... But Frang is a good lad, so he came with me.
Found the poor sod at the mill, sleeping.
He's young, but he already has a couple of tattoos.
At first, the people in our village gave him dirt.
He was a good, hard-working kid. Ah, Frang is a quiet boy. Yeah. My daughter married a good, hard...
Still helped around.
My dear Trina and her... I left Roscree. To be honest, I'm a bit... And this nasty... Let me tell you something. When I saw all these...
Sorry. Just a bit of grim humor. Such a mess, isn't it? Cola's alright, and Patrice. Anyway, I'm Ellis. Well, I'm Ellis. Goldsmithing is my life, and when I hold tools and make beautiful things... So, here I am, sitting on my ass in some village listening. I was working as a goldsmith in a group of... Their chief was a smart guy. The moment he heard... Do you want to hear what I did once? We went to Timberwall. The gang wanted to rob some merchant's house. Then, one night they broke in. Came back with a whole load of They gave me a couple of days. I tinkered. After I was finished, I dressed myself all nice. Went to that merchant. You know what he said? Of course I would. That nonce bought the entire lot. And when I came back, the others couldn't believe their eyes.
Thought I'd be alone today.
Something happened. I'm not from anywhere. Frang is attached to nowhere. I found a home with Dougal. Frang was never a dull reader. Not without a name. And if that lasts too long, you must leave. Nothing happened to Frang. A stray. Frang cannot be a dull riada. His mother was. Conquer. Wolf. A place without a leader. There are no tales about a place that survived without a strong... And it's not about kings, nobleshites, or chieftains. What's needed is a strong soul with a strong name. Now there... Beatrice is strong, despite what happened with Cole. Ellis... Frang never met the keepers, but the unnamed boy did. Once, a few of them, many years ago. The keepers approached the camp of the boy's people, but that passed. I'm Frang.
Each day feels heavier. Nothing changes. Nothing ever will.
What do you want? Well, I'll have to disappoint you. So you really don't know? If you're not from here, just know that something is poisoning his mind and soul. One evening there was a quarrel between they'd had a bit too much to drink. They hurled insults at us, saying there's no place for us. Hard. Sure. I bet that bunch of wimps wouldn't last a... Well... He attacked that keeper and bit him. It was serious. Afterwards, they chained Cole up and locked him in a cage. His condition bastards. This might sound silly, but before we reached the keep, we came in the morning. We realized everyone had a stray. Cole started acting weird after that. No. Only that, well, he didn't... It must have been some bug. Something changed by the weirdness. Well, it was pretty typical. We started a fight. That boy could always find them somehow. It was our... Ellis was on watch that day. But from what he told us, I was in a strange place. I was trying to find him. I called out, but no one answered. I was alone. We set up camp near the arch spire. We hoped that bandits wouldn't dare to venture. With everything that's been happening lately,
buy something or bugger off. Unless you've already bought from...
Pursue potential customers. Listen here, pal.
I've no idea where you come from, but here...
It's the vendor who makes the decision.
Yeah, Orla. A woman merchant from the keep. I wouldn't mind knowing that myself. She stole...
Everyone's always yammering about Timberwall. Timber this, timber that. I just told you, a business contract. Sometimes you can also exchange material.
But anyway, it fell through. The captain'd rather... Yes, Kunakt.
But I broke my leg, badly enough that I couldn't try.
After the accident, I was stuck at home, sitting on my ass and look.
When that contract I told you about fell through, I stayed. My brother got worried, so he came looking for me.
So he said we might as well do bit. You've never heard of them? They travel across Avalon. That's what Elisay and I dreamed of. Oh yeah? Maybe you wouldn't know it. I swear. We'd run around Connacht, drawing maps of it. My mother used to get on my ass. She got in with the geographers. Started running it. Said some things I shouldn't have. First thing I did when I arrived, there's also a sunken village nearby. So I asked what it was called before it was flooded. How do you even work?
Long enough to know what sells. But people here don't need much, so... Then there's the refugees. Sooner or later they'll run out of money.
They'll get kicked out, or they'll just leave and not come back.
What do you want? bloody hell, look at this. They do nothing but shuffle up. I'm telling you, if I was still working here, this place would... And who are you? What you want? You are... I bloody knew it. At least when I was still working. So... One day, my boy got it into his stupid head that old Gabbani... They're all telling me I should do something about it. Or else I... like hell I will. I'm still here, ain't I? I've served my... Peace and quiet. Good one. At least when I'm with Finley, I don't... Listen, they wanted Heber, that healer from the keep, to come. Then he just threw up his hands. Hell, I should have been an healer. Wouldn't mind going around with these herbs. No idea what they're for. Heber said he doesn't know what's wrong with... good thing that at least the one guy who hangs around... Yeah, right. You sure have a lot of questions. So, hold on. Finley, hey, first of all, I'm not a cripple who needs... Secondly, do you know the problem with having a helper who's mute? I mean, it's not all bad. Curious, aren't you? Fetch me a... That's what he says anyway. It's like after blight... Why all the poking around? You see, nowadays, lads get brought here. No, back in my day, my girl cried when I left. How was I supposed to know she had a bloody... Heck knows what he came here for. You sure have a lot of... I like me brothers in arms. A kind of men you'd want me... But they're gone now. All of them. The old cat. We went in together, but... a hard loss it was. Why the sudden... Those tunnels, right. But it wasn't just... Looked like... Want to know more? Speak with Fergus. Now... I propose... Peace, you say. Problem is... Bloody bastards. I swear I wanted to go back and retrieve their body. But when I drink... my brothers deserve...